Hello, my fellow comic book collectors. Today is another great unboxing. And this one took me 7 months to do in a weird way because I had to do like sort of monthly payments. It was actually a pretty big order, about a little bit more than $7,000. And there's a lot of really big books inside. It's from my comic shop. So this is the box. It's quite big. And I kind of want to play a little game with this one. A little different. some new, some different. I want you to guess, and I'll tell you at the end of the video, which of the comics that I'm going to show is the most expensive. There's a lot of really big books, but I'm kind of curious if you can figure out which is the most expensive from the ones that I show. So I'm going to open it up. We're going to see what's inside. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. This is going to be a lot of great Golden Age books. There's going to be some like not so amazing books mixed in. I just picked up some books out of nostalgia as well, but there's a lot of really great stuff in here, like a lot of great stuff. $7,000 spending, you can buy a lot of great stuff. So we got to get past all the wrapping. Oh no, and scary stuff. But inside is 2 bags of comics. Some magazine maybe. And what else is inside here? Oh, some slabs. And some more slabs. So a whole bunch of slabs, a whole bunch of comics. And that's what's inside. So they always send it such a great way. They always do this, I don't like the wood, the chips so much, but I do like the fact that it always arrives safely whenever I get something from my comic shop. So kudos to them. Okay, we're going to start out with whatever's inside here. And I have a feeling this is actually pretty cool. If this is what I think it is, it's actually a super, super cool item. And let's see. Yes, it is. Okay, there's actually 2 cool items. First cool item is, I actually wanted to get this for a while. This is The Last Ronin. It's just, it came out recently. I wasn't able to get it when it came out, so I just picked it up a little bit late. Better late than never. But it's a really nice presenting copy of The Last Ronin, so nice high grade. And then this one is the cool book. So this is Marvel Comics Super Special #1, and this is the Kiss one. Now this book is super cool. When it was made, what the founders of the group, they all put their blood into the inks that were used to print this magazine. So basically, this comic magazine has the blood of the band inside of it. So it's kind of cool that way. So you get a little bit of them inside of every comic, and it's kind of cool. So definitely a great book. This is a super cool book. And it's Marvel Comics Super Special Kiss. It's just kind of a cool book. Yeah, it even says, look, actually, before I put it down, it even says, look, printed in real Kiss blood. It's just somewhat crazy. Okay, so that was those. Let's see what else is in here. Okay, just by the smell, actually, once I open that, I could really smell these ones. These must be older comics because just the smell. You could just get this whiff of that older comic smell. Okay, so we're going to start out with, I've been buying this one series. It's sort of the cheaper issues from a series, but it's a series that is kind of got some big grails in it. And I've been sort of buying the keys around it, like if that makes any sense. I'll show you what I mean. This is Punch Comics. Now, Punch Comics #12 is a super expensive book. These other Punch ones, not so much. This is Punch 17. And the funny thing about Punch is it's really, you know, a lot of people think it's a pre-code horror comic. It was never a pre-code horror comic, but it had horror covers. So it has some of the most famous horror covers of all time. Um, Punch 12 being the one that everyone thinks of, where it's the skull cover. And just this is just one of the genres that they would put inside. They would put in kind of like detective style and mystery kind of stories. Then they would put in like these cartoon stories, and they would also put in like superhero stories. This guy with like a weird, like almost like Cyclops. Like, so this is the cartoon one with kind of good girl art. So I kind of like it. And then we got another series that I'm trying to get the complete run of, and I'm only missing one issue, number 11. But this is number 14 from the series. This is Eerie. This is a pre-code horror comic, and this is number 14. So yeah, just kind of a cool comic. I think the centerfold is detached, so it's a bit of a lower grade. And another series that I'm picking up all the kind of cool covers from is Ranger Comics. So this is Joe Doolin art. This is Ranger Comics number 37. And then we got Ranger Comics number 36. I just kind of like these good girl art covers. And another series that I actually have the complete run now after getting this one. This is A Jungle Ill. This is number 1. Kind of a cool jungle girl kind of comic. And this one's really great. This series is another series I just completed with this comic that I'm getting here. This is A, which is very Canadian, but it's also not a Canadian book, but it's from EC Comics, I believe. Or no, maybe, is it EC? No, it's Charlton. Yeah, but it's almost like their version of Mad Magazine. And it's like, this is number 4. And a lot of these A comics were featured kind of this kind of sexy girl on the cover, like good girl art covers. And this is probably the big grail from the run. So I have the complete run now. And this is the big boy from from that collection. So this is A number 4. Very cool good girl art cover. And then we got, this is kind of a, this one is like a interesting one. This is Daffy Toons, and it's number 12. Now, this is actually issue number 1 from Daffy Toons. The reason I picked this up is it's kind of an interesting transition. Before this, issue number 11 is actually called Captain Flight. And this is when they changed the title to Daffy. They went from being like all about aviation and kind of these kind of adventure style comics into this kind of cartoony style. I don't know why they did that, but they did. So this is Daffy Toons number 12. Kind of weird. And there was a bunch of comics that kind of followed that same thing, where they went from one genre to the next, but totally not related in any way. Oh, this is a cool one. So this is Marvel Team Up, Spider-Man and Ghost Rider. This is actually the first appearance of, I believe it's the Orb. I want to say the Orb. This is number 16. And it's just like a kind of a cool character. Also, it is kind of a cool train cover. My friend Black Boxed Silver and Bronze would like this one. He collects a lot of train covers. It's kind of a cool one. This is so I mentioned Captain Flight. Well, one of my favorite covers from the Captain Flight run is this one, Captain Flight number 10. This is a LB Cole cover. It's a bondage. She's like strapped to the wing. It's kind of a crazy cover, actually. But yeah, so I really like this one. I think it's really interesting. It's, again, She's not wearing a red dress, but she is wearing a red top, if that makes sense. So yeah, just a really great book. L.B. Cole. This is one that is kind of the key from the Captain Flight series. It's one that most people go after because it is a good girl art cover, and it is an L.B. Cole cover, so kind of cool. And then we got as I was saying when I did the intro, there was a few books that are kind of like just nostalgia buys. Well, one of the things that I got out of nostalgia is Married with Children. I used to watch this show way back in the day. It had its moments. I thought it was a funny show at times. So this is Married with Children #1. That was kind of cool. And then we got another Married with Children, the photo cover. Married with Children #1. And then we got Marvel Fanfare. This is a George Perez cover. I believe this is like the first appearance of the Iron Spider or something like that. Iron Maiden or something like that, I believe. So yeah, kind of a cool book. But nice George Perez cover too. I really like it. Nice good girl art cover. So I like that one a lot. And then some more nostalgia buys. Disney Aladdin. This is the first appearance of the Disney Aladdin characters. So this is Disney Aladdin #1. Okay. And my friend Mark Olroyd was showing some really kind of cool Phantom Stranger covers. And I thought I had them in my collection, but then I realized I didn't. So I added them to the order. And it's Phantom Stranger #13. I think this is a Bernie Wrightson cover, I believe. Or Neil Adams, maybe. Actually, it looks more like Neil Adams. I'm going to go with Neil Adams. Who does it say? It doesn't say. But I think actually looking at it kind of looks more like Neil Adams. But Bernie Wrightson did some of the covers as well. But I think this is Neil Adams. And again, I kind of want to figure out who these are. But this is another cool one. This is like a voodoo cover. This is number 9. Kind of a cool cover. And yeah, those couple Phantom Strangers. I'm trying to get the whole run of that. I think I have 1 through 20. Those were a couple of the issues that I was missing. And then we have some more books. These are some really big books. These are the Golden Age ones. So for those people that have watched my channel for a while, you know that I've been collecting Wonder Woman. I've been trying to get the complete run of Wonder Woman from 1 all the way up to 329. And one of the issues that I was missing, one of the earlier issues, is number 11. So this is Wonder Woman number 11. And it's actually presents really, really well. So this is a nice copy of Wonder Woman. It's not a super high grade, but to me, actually, it's rated as a 1.8, but it looks like 2 or 3, actually. It looks quite nice. The colors are sharp. I don't really see any major flaws. I can't see the back, so I don't know if there's issues on the back, but it looks very solid. Very nice presenting copy. So this is number 11. And so now I have, I think, all the way up to like 15 or something like that. So kind of cool. And then we have, this is a really major one. I wish it was in higher grade. It's a 1.0, this next one I'm about to show you. But it is one of those cases where I actually wish it was slabbed. It's not slabbed, it's raw. But it's one of those ones where if it was slabbed, you would not see the flaw. It presents extremely well for a 1.0, but you'll notice why it's rated a 1.0. So this is Strange Worlds number 5, I believe. Number 5. And it's the Wally Wood cover. It's just one of his best good girl sci-fi covers. But the reason it's considered a low grade is that you'll notice the spine is just completely split. It's just in really rough shape. But the cover itself is very, very, the colors are great. There's no major issues with it, and it's quite nice. Okay, next is Punch Comics number 18. So just a really great bondage cover. And as I was saying, this is the superhero, where it becomes a superhero. Inside, it would be like cartoons, mystery comics, like detective ones, and then superhero ones. So this is the superhero Punch Comics. It's kind of weird. These superhero ones actually command a little bit more money. The cartoon ones are the cheapest. The superhero ones are usually a little bit more expensive. And then the kind of horror-like ones, where it's actually detective ones, command the most money. So this is Punch Comics number 18. And again, he's kind of like a Cyclops guy. He's got this like laser beam eye. And here's a really great Fight Comics. This is Fight Comics number 30. It's just a really great bondage cover. Again, another Joe Doolin. Just a really great one. I don't know exactly what's going to happen to her. So you got this girl, and she's tied up to this tree here, and it looks like she's like on the other, like the tree kind of wraps around. I'm not sure if you can see that. And it goes all the way around and ties to her feet. So basically it looks like she's getting pulled by this thing. So it's like she's holding the tree down basically. And then if he cuts this rope, what's going to happen? Is she going to spring like it's get like ripped in half, or I don't know what's going to happen. Like the tree will break her in half. I don't know what'll happen. So that's kind of the crazy theme. And so you got the soldiers in the background. That's one of the sort of classic tropes of the Golden Age, is you got the girl front and center in bondage. You got the evil guy doing something bad to her. And then you got the heroes in the background right there. They're just out of reach, almost going to get there. Will they get there in time? That's kind of a classic kind of cover trope. But this is just a really great one. So this is Fight Comics number 30. And I'm trying to get all the Fight Comics, sort of the key covers that they have. Like, they have some really awesome covers. Okay, now we get into the slabs. And I'm just picking them randomly, so I don't know which one it is that's going to be shown. And I'm not sure. You got to sort of think about the books that I've shown and think which one could be the most expensive of the ones I showed. And I realize I need my knife to open these up. Okay, this is a great one right off the bat. This is such a great book. This is a really awesome book. This is, it's like, actually, I'll take it out of the plastic. Harvey Hits number 5, I believe, or 3, number 3. Okay, so this is the very first Richie Rich comic. So if you've, I actually have Richie Rich number 1. I have the first appearance of Richie Rich. Well, this book is the first time that you have a book completely devoted to Richie Rich. It's not the first time he appears on the cover. There's another book that's earlier. I think it's Little Dot number 5 or something like that, where he's on the cover. I don't have that one. That's the next big grail for Richie Rich that I need to get. But this is a big grail, like, for Richie Rich. This is the one where he makes his first appearance, or first, not appearance, but first storybook devoted to him. So this is Richie Rich number 1, I guess. Poor Little Rich Boy. So it's Harvey Hits number 5. Or 3. Number 3. Sorry. Harvey Hits number 3. Okay. That's one. So 5 more slabs to go. Let's see. Oh, this is really cool. Okay, all these slabs I think are going to be pretty awesome. Just so you know, I like whenever I open these up, I can realize, I remember how awesome this order was. So this is Blonde Phantom, another classic female character from the Golden Age. This is Planta Blonde number 13. And it's just a really great book. It has like bondage panels and Submariner stories begin in this book. So it's kind of a cool book, kind of a major key, because this is where Submariner kind of made over the crossover into this book, and his stories start appearing in it. So this is a great one. You got, I think she's in bondage back here, that girl right there, and it's just really great. Blonde Phantom book. I'm trying to get the complete run. I'm only missing like 2 or 3 books from this run. This is Blonde Phantom number 13. Now, just so you know the numbering, the way it works is originally the series was called All Select Comics, and in number 11, which is back there, right there, that's where she made her first appearance. They changed the name to All Select Comics not All Select, Blonde Phantom number 12, and that was the first of this series. And this is actually the second issue of Blonde Phantom. So a little bit of confusion there, but I just wanted to explain how they came up with the names for the series. But yeah, she's a pretty cool Golden Age character. And she actually, she's a Marvel character. Okay. And I showed one issue from this earlier, and this is another from Eerie series. This is the Eerie number 3. And it's just a classic cover. Monster breaking through the window, I should say, and the woman screaming in fear. It's a Wally Wood cover as well. So this is a great Wally Wood cover. So yeah, it's really, really great cover. Okay, so that's Eerie number 3. So I'm only missing 1, and I'll have the whole run, which is kind of nice. Okay, next. Okay, another big book. Wow. You can hear I'm dropping all these things on the floor, making a big mess. This is a really big one. I actually wanted this one for a while, and I kind of bought it at the wrong time. I was kind of annoyed with myself because when I checked how much I paid for this, I paid way too high. The price has dropped since, and this was a pretty pricey book, like when I bought it, which was about 7 months ago. But now the price is kind of corrected a bit. But it's an older book. It's from 2011. This is Detective Comics 880. And to me, this is one of the best Joker covers of all time. I think it's just really cool how they use the bats to make his face. It's just, I think it's a really great cover. It's a pure cover buy. There's nothing key significant about it, except for the fact that it's a Jock cover. And so it says Scott Snyder's story, Jock cover and art from 2011. This is I think I paid, so this isn't the most expensive book in this unboxing, just so you know. But I paid $285. You can pick this book up for about $220 now. It's dropped that much. Sometimes you buy things, you think you're getting a good price, and at the time, like, this was a good price. It was like going for around $3 something. And I thought, oh wow, I can get it for $280. That's a great price. But nope, it dropped a lot. That's what happens. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Hopefully that book will kind of come back up on the price later. But yeah, it's has dropped a lot. Okay. Hopefully that worked. Oh, cool. Okay, this is another great one. This is Planet Comics, and it's number 37. It's just a really great cover. I believe another Joe Doolin, or is it Lily Renee? It doesn't say. It doesn't say that it's Joe Doolin, actually. It almost looks like Maurice Whitman by the face. But what does it say? Okay, I'm going to read it, just so you know. Lily Renee, Fran Hopper, Jack Keller, Murphy Anderson, and Dan Zolonowicz art. And I'm not sure who did the cover, but it's a very cool cover. So this is Planet Comics number 37. And I'm trying to get the complete run of Planet Comics, which will take me a while because it's a hard run to get a complete, to get all of them. I have about maybe 20 issues from this series, so getting there. So there's like 73 in the whole run. So I'm a third of the way there, so not too bad, or fourth maybe. But okay, last one. Okay, this one, I kind of feel, I don't know why I bought this one. I paid too much, and this one, I'm really disappointed by this one, because I didn't look at, sometimes on my comic shop, you'll see like the thumbnail, and I know the book, I know it's a cool cover, and you got to sometimes go view the actual image. I didn't do that. And I put this in my cart. I didn't realize what the cover was like. And it's a great cover. It is a really great cover, but there's an issue with it, and you'll see it right off the bat. And I think this is a pedigree because of this issue, but I'm going to show it to you, and it drives me crazy that I paid so much for it, and then it has this major issue. So if you look at this book, this is Ranger Comics number 25, and it's a cool bondage one where she's like on this wheel. But you'll notice somebody wrote the number all over it, all over the girl, like on her face, all over the top. It's very annoying. I've seen this happen a lot where there's somebody who's buying Fiction House back in the 40s. And they did this where they would write all over the girl. I don't know why, but I think it's its own pedigree that there is somebody back in the 40s that bought a lot of these Fiction House comics, and they're in reasonable grade. It's just that they did this weird thing where they wrote all over it, and they did it in this very particular way. So I think it is a kind of like one of these hidden pedigrees maybe. But I have maybe about 10 fiction houses that have this weird writing all over them, and I've seen others out there. I think probably whoever did this had a complete run of all the Fiction House, because I've seen lots of covers where this was done and very precisely this way. So it's kind of a hidden pedigree of some kind. But really annoying, actually. So this is Ranger Comics number 25. It's a Joe Doolin cover. You'll notice that I bought a lot of Joe Doolin stuff. He made a lot of amazing covers. So it wasn't that I was really hunting for Joe Doolin art, but credit where the credit is due. I do like his art, and I think it's really great. Again, you'll notice the similar tropes that I mentioned earlier, that you got the girl in the foreground in bondage, got the guy in the background, and the main bad guy is in the foreground as well, and he's going to do something bad to the girl. So that's kind of the trope that you always see. And one of the things that you can do if you ever want to kind of recognize certain artists, Joe Doolin's actually a pretty easy artist to recognize, because he will do this kind of thing where he shows lots of leg. That's his kind of thing. So that was the unboxing. That's the last of the issues. Can you guess from all the ones I showed? So I showed some Ranger comics. I showed some Fight comics. I showed like a cool Jock cover from Detective Comics. I showed Married with the Children. I showed Kiss comics. So can you guess which of all those books was the most expensive? And I'm going to give you a hint. It was $1,000, just that one book by itself. And So it was by far, like most of the books were around 400 to 500. So this book was just that much more expensive than all the other books. Um, and I'm going to show it to you. So make your guess. And I'm going to show you which one it is. It was one of the slabs. And it was this book. This was the most expensive one. Richie Rich. And this is Harvey Hits number 3. And this book is like $1,000 book. It is usually a very pricey book. You can pick them up around $200 to $300 for lower grades, but once you get into that 6.0 range, the price goes up very, very quickly. That happens a lot with cartoon books, especially Golden Age ones. This one is not Golden Age, but it's Silver Age, like Platinum Age. It's kind of like in that in-between era. But once it gets into that higher grade, most kids would just, destroy their comics. So there's not that many higher grade copies of this. So once it's above a 6, the price just shoots up. Like a 5.0, you could probably pick up for about $500 to $600, maybe $700. But once it gets to a 6, the price jumps. So this is like $1,000 book. So Harvey Hits number 3. The most expensive book from this collection. So I hope you enjoyed that unboxing. I hope you enjoyed the little game that I played. Tell me what you thought of this video in the comments below, and do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And thanks for watching. Bye for now.